The season of recommitment in the Pan-African Orthodox Christian Church is important for each member because each member must make a conscious decision to allow the Holy Spirit, which is a gift given to each one of us during the season of Pentecost, to be the governing force in our life. The season of recommitment is our opportunity to go back and evaluate whether or not we're willing to remain committed to what God has called us to do in light of all the challenges that we know will come up on our Christian journey. The season of recommitment is important to our faith because Christianity is built upon the decisions of individuals to allow the Holy Spirit to use them in order to do what God has called them to do. The season of recommitment occurs during the month of June. The month of June is 6 months into the new year, or 6 months before the year ends. Thus, recommitment allows us an opportunity, as I would say, is to check in with God, to see how well we are doing in light of what we promised God we would do at the beginning of the year. I'm sure many of you remember those New Year's resolutions. The season of recommitment affords us the opportunity to realign our desires with the desires of God, to ensure that what we promised God we would do back in January, we are still doing in June. The season of recommitment allows us to allow the Holy Spirit once again to be the governing force in our life. The Holy Spirit, we must be reminded, was not something that was dormant or inactive, only waiting for Jesus to die before it would have impact in the world. The Holy Spirit has always been available for brothers and sisters to use as a force for good in the world. We remember Jesus. We remember Jeramogi. We remember Nat Turner, Denmark Vesey, Queen Esther, Queen Nzinga, David Walker, Mandela. All these brothers and sisters were the beneficiaries of the Holy Spirit becoming active in their lives. But because the Holy Spirit was active in their lives, each person had to make a commitment and recommit themselves to doing the will of God in light of the cries and the crises of those brothers and sisters they were called to serve. So we enter into the season of recommitment with the force of the Holy Spirit behind us, with the assurance that God will guide us and lead us as we recommit to doing the will of God as manifest in the Pan-African Orthodox Christian Church. Each one of us must make a decision to serve God again. Make a decision to recommit to being the best expression of God's divine work in our lives. Because as we become our best self, we are able to more effectively carry out the mission and the ministry of the Pan-African Orthodox Christian Church. But each one of us must recommit. Recommit to finishing that which you started. Recommit to allowing the Holy Spirit to work His wonders in you. Recommit to allowing the church to be the best manifestation of God's presence in the world so that we can bring relief to God's suffering people. So I encourage you to enter into this season of recommitment. Use the next 6 months to work on being the best you that you can be, and trust that the church will be better for it. God bless.